Check engine, ABS, or maintenance light on? Take the guesswork out of your warning lights with O'Reilly Veriscan. The service is free and provides a report with solutions verified by ASE certified master technicians. And if you need help, we could recommend a shop for you. Ask for O'Reilly Veriscan today.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
Did you know you can save up to 70% on the best brands just by shopping at FromRebel.com? We're talking about strollers, car seats, high chairs, espresso machines, cookware, everything you need for way less. Here's how it works. Every single day, Rebel drops thousands of new products on the site for up to 70% off. It is a constant stream of endless deals from top brands like UPPAbaby, Nuna, Baby Bjorn, Breville, Nespresso, KitchenAid, Le Creuset, and more. But you have to act fast because every deal is one of a kind. So if you see something you love, make sure you add to cart fast. So stop paying full price when you don't have to. Whether it's baby gear, kitchen upgrades, or a treasure for your home you didn't know you needed, Rebel has it for way less, up to 70% less. Shop from Rebel.com and save big.
AI agents are everywhere, automating tasks and making decisions at machine speed. But agents make mistakes. Just one rogue agent can do big damage before you even notice. Rubrik Agent Cloud is the only platform that helps you monitor agents, set guardrails, and rewind mistakes, so you can unleash agents, not risk. Accelerate your AI transformation at Rubrik.com. That's RUBRIK.com.
What is up, Los Angeles, and welcome back to your Rams LAFB show and the Erin Coscarelli practice report coming from Rams HQ, live and in person. Well, live to me anyway, live on tape to you all. But Erin, how we doing? And the sunshine is back in the Southland. How's it feeling out there?
Yeah, it was a little sprinkly earlier today, but sunshine sort of here. Rumors it's going to come back. We're in Woodland Hills. I'm going to be annoyed about my eye makeup all show long because, of course, we talk about makeup here on this football show. It is in LA after all. It was a great day. Coach was in really good spirits. I think there's a lot he shared, which we'll get into during his presser about what he's grateful for. And a lot of just, seems like they're really excited about the Sunday night matchup against Baker. Lots on the line, lot to talk about. Guys, of course, as we talked about on Wednesday, injured, but some good news sort of with respect to that. Just an overall kind of a typical Friday here at HQ.
They should be feeling pretty good over there at HQ because they are a big favorite for Sunday Night Football against the Buccaneers. 6.5 points last I saw, but it might be trending in a different direction, or in a greater direction, I should say, toward the Rams with the latest injury news coming out of the Bucs HQ. Ben Bredesen, their starting guard, out. Jamal Dean, one of their great cornerbacks, out. Chris Godwin trending towards playing, but still questionable. Bucky Irving out, still out. Hassan Reddick, starting outside linebacker, edge rusher, out. So losing a lot of starters there. They actually had an illness kind of rip through their building as well. 5 guys on the injury report with an illness, including Baker Mayfield. So
my God, that's terrible.
Obviously, the Hassan Reddick one is big news. Bucky Irving, I figured that was the guy that I thought might give this Bucs team a chance to win this game. Without him in there, I think this is going to be a rough one. But as you mentioned, kind of alluded to good news for the future in the injury department for the Rams.
Well, listen, we all remember how, was it week 5 or week 4, how things panned out when the Rams played a very injury-riddled team in the Niners. So, just because there's some big injuries, let's not get carried away here. Things always pan out differently. any given Sunday. So, but yeah, certainly some good news out of HQ. Obviously Coach talked to the media today. He expects to have Tutu Atwell back next week, which is a guy they missed, especially downfield threat. So it'll be interesting to get him back when he comes back. And then the coach also updated us on Xavier Smith, who did pass his concussion test. At practice, they're going to give him sort of like a run through just to see how he is feeling, if he would be ready. But he said because of the overall baseline passing of that concussion test, he says that's some good news. So we'll keep our fingers crossed for Xavier. And then the window opening for Ahkello. Oops, I'm getting a call. Let me just block that out. Ahkello Witherspoon opening up. Hopefully some good news out of Ahkello, could return soon. So, and then with regards to the three guys that we mentioned on Wednesday when we heard Higbee, Higbee was on IR, Rob was on IR, and who's the third one? Because there's like so many. Who's the third?
Quentin Lake
and then Quentin Lake, right? Exactly. With all those guys going on IR, he did say he seems like there could be a chance they could come back before the season ends. I was surprised to hear all three of those guys, because remember he talked about Q being able after his surgery in the event the Rams go to the postseason. Oh my God, everybody's calling right now. Sorry about that. Is that interrupting the call?
Nope. You're good.
So yeah. So anyways, good news. It seemed like overall a very optimistic practice ahead of the game Sunday night, and I think good energy coming out of Rams HQ right now.
That's great news heading into this weekend. Just double checked on the line; it's moved to 7.5 points in favor of the Rams. So again, like you said, though, nobody get ahead of ourselves here. Yeah. Every game is going to be challenging. They still have a good defense, and Baker Mayfield is a chaos agent who can score seemingly at will sometimes. And a running quarterback always makes me a little bit nervous with this team. We'll see how they handle him. You mentioned Quentin Lake. Interesting news kind of related to that is kind of a new leader is going to be emerging on the field per McVay.
Yeah, Ryan. I mean, it was cool because it seemed like what I enjoyed most about today's presser is how much credit and generosity and respect the various guys on the team and coaching staff has for each other. And one of the media members asked him today about, do they see, actually it was Nate Adkins of The Athletic, do they see in place of Q missing such a devastating leader on the defense, can a guy like Nate Landman step into that role? And he certainly has shown us that in terms of his ability to punch the ball out. You call Baker a chaos agent, so is Nate Landman on the defensive side of the ball. And he seems like and I had interviewed Nate earlier in the season in the locker room, and he just said, my goal here is to just earn the respect of the guys. And that's interesting because how challenging is it to, come here, be a first year, be a starter, be such a vocal part of the defense? How do you do it? And Nate actually told me he kind of wants to have be a quiet, imposing person, lead by example. So when Coach was asked, could he see a Nate Landman kind of fill the shoes of a Quentin Lake, he said yes. And so he was definitely, giving Landman a lot of respect for what he's been able to do in such a short amount of time in terms of being a leader for this team and this defense that's going to be probably looking for somebody to fill the roles of Q for sure.
Yeah, I remember during training camp when he donned the green dot for the first time. I thought that was really impressive that he had moved that quickly along with his communication and leadership within the defense. So even better opportunity for him to show even more, talking about earning respect. I came in super skeptical about his chances on this team. I know the linebacking core is not their most, they're not investing the most money at the position or draft picks at the position. And I was always a big Ernest Jones fan, so maybe I was a little bit spiteful towards Mr. Landman. But another interesting roster kind of discussion that's been happening, and actually If you haven't seen it yet, Brock Vieira and I did a little show earlier today, Friday. That's already up on YouTube and all streaming platforms. But we talked about Cardi and Mevis and what he thought might happen. And he was predicting that they were going to keep both around. And McVay kind of expounded on that.
Yeah. That's what was asked to McVay with all of these roster moves and moving some guys around. Do you foresee Cardi staying on the roster? He said, we're in a really good position. We're fortunate. We're going to keep both those guys on. And so it sounds like to me, Mavis is still in the audition period of this team. He's only been a starter for the Rams, the last 2 games. Yeah. So I think he's still in a bit of an evaluation process. They're going to keep Cardi on as long as they can, and I think give themselves a sort of an insurance policy. But one of the things that I've said, and of course we've seen Josh Cardi have not great numbers this year. He struggled, and I think being a kicker, one of the things I always try to do is to say, hey, take a look at how challenging being a kicker actually is in the NFL. People say kickers need love too, because the NFL population just doesn't give kickers a lot of credit in the NFL, but you're coming in cold. It is not a team effort. You're expected to do one role, one job, and be like a nice man. That's why these kickers, they matter. And look, the Rams just won a game by 2. And, to be able to kick, let's say, they didn't win by a field goal, but to, let's say, miss a field goal, that is a perfect example of the game coming down to the line. And if you miss a field goal or a couple extra points, that's everything to get you, and is the difference between a win and a loss. So they're keeping both kickers on the roster spot for now. And it seems like there's still maybe a bit of an evaluation process for Coach McVay moving forward.
Interesting. Okay. So there's still a decision to be made, I guess is, wow. Fascinating. Yeah. I worry about special teams, obviously, just because kind of to the point you were making, you get into the playoffs. Could you imagine this team losing a playoff game because they miss a field goal? Or
it's happened.
It certainly has.
It's happened. I have Vikings. It's happened to so many teams where I couldn't even imagine being a kicker on the road, playoff game, everything on the line, and then you miss the kick and it's time to go home and you're on that plane. And who do it's like that is a job I would not want. So kickers are people too, guys. Let's give them a little bit of respect.
Yeah. I don't have a lot of regrets in my life, but one is I should have focused on being a punter. When I was playing, little league stuff, I was focused on the wrong thing.
What were you focusing on?
I wanted to be the star. I wanted to be the
right.
You just focus on being a punter. You get on a roster and you're there forever.
You're good.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, you're good. A punter's great. A punter is great. And when you make a great punt, like what happened for the Rams this weekend, everyone wants to talk about you, you know? So what'd you focus on? You focused on being what? A QB, a wide receiver, a running back? What were you?
I was a linebacker. Okay. Middle school football is as far as I made it. But I ran track. In high school, and I played baseball, and I played some hockey. I was goalie in hockey. Yeah. Shortstop.
Wow. Okay. Fun fact about me. I bet you'd never guess this.
This episode brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever find yourself playing the budgeting game? Shifting a little money here, a little there, and hoping it all works out? Well, with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive, you can get a better budgeter and potentially lower your insurance bill too. You tell Progressive what you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll help find you options within your budget. Try it today at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law. Not available in all states.
AI agents are everywhere, automating tasks and making decisions at machine speed. But agents make mistakes. Just one rogue agent can do big damage before you even notice. Rubrik Agent Cloud is the only platform that helps you monitor agents, set guardrails, and rewind mistakes, so you can unleash agents, not risk. Accelerate your AI transformation at Rubrik.com. That's RUBRIK.com.
Lowe's early Black Friday deals are going fast. Don't miss up to 50% off select major appliances. Plus, up to an extra 25% off when you bundle select major appliances. And with Christmas around the corner, you're going to need more string lights, right? Save $4 on GE LED 100 count string lights, now just $5.98. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 12/3. Selection varies by location. Select locations only. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details.
I did track and field too, and I did the shot put, but she didn't see that one coming.
No. Huh. Okay. Well, you're the opposite of the thicker kicker. you're the thinner putter, I guess. That's terrible.
That's amazing. No, my dad was a shot putter, so I really I thought I could keep it in the family, but no, and I also did the long jump. Much better at that particular challenge, but not so much the shot put. And I know that's a huge surprise to everybody listening. So, yeah.
Wow. Excellent. All right. So McVay was asked about what he's thankful for, tis the season for thinking about what he's thankful for. And he was talking about, when he was coming up, just how he, was instilled with some confidence and became the man he is today. And he had some really, really cool things to say, according to you.
I don't know if this is your favorite part of the job. But people always ask me, oh, you cover sports. And I always tell them, no, I cover people who play sports or work in sports, because for me, it's always sort of the thing I find the most interesting. Who is the player or the coach or the person behind the jersey? And one of the things I think a lot of people are fascinated by when it comes to Coach McVay is why players love him. Why is he so successful mentally in terms of just being like his football IQ is so high, but he also has such a high EQ. Even how he is with the media, he always addresses us by our name. He gives a thorough, thoughtful answer. And I've covered teams where that was not always the case. And to me, I'm like, how did he get to be this way? And obviously he comes from football legacy in his grandfather, which we talked about, his father. So he was always sort of raised in this environment. But one of the things up against a guy like Baker Mayfield, it's not lost on me this week. I've been listening to the stories of Baker just kind of facing his former team for the first time. We talked about it on Wednesday. He was sort of a castaway. He went from the Browns to the Panthers, didn't really have an identity, seemed sort of misunderstood, and just maybe needed another chance. Then he comes to the Rams, boom, bing, bam, has a crazy game against the Raiders. And now here we are. He's a talented quarterback with Tampa. And maybe all he needed was somebody to sort of believe in him. And then, of course, you had Aaron Donald in the building this week because he has his celebration game. The bobbleheads are going to be distributed, 60,000. You got my tweet. I CC'd you on that one. And Aaron Donald talked about how Coach McVay, wasn't just about football conversations. It was about life conversations, and how Coach McVay would sit with him and understand him. So I asked Coach, I'm like, hey, who's the guy for you? Who did it for you? Where do you think you got this from? And he talked about a coach, Marist, who was his former coach, a guy he still keeps in touch with. His name is Dan Perez. And he just said that when he was a young quarterback, I want to say it was his sophomore year, he said that when he struggled, he was the guy that really believed in him. And, so it's it just seems like this is the week to talk about these things, where whether you struggle or you have somebody that's there for you, that believes in you, it goes beyond the game, and it can have a lasting impact, right? Did Coach Dan Perez think that Sean McVay was going to be this sort of legend in the NFL? Maybe. But either way, he treated him in a way that seems to have impacted Coach McVay. And then it's like a ripple effect. So I like those stories. That's what I find I relate to the most. Obviously, I never played football, can't really play tackle football. I mean, I guess I could, but that's what I gravitate towards, which is what are the storylines that sort of is the connective tissue between these athletes, these pro athletes? How do they handle adversity and the positive mindset, which, it seems like Coach McVay is so contagious with when it comes to, how he leads and how he mentors young guys. So,
yeah, there you
pretty
have
cool.
it. Put your hands together for Dan Perez. You wouldn't have the coach you have today without a mentor like that. And we all need those, and we all should strive to be somebody like that.
Was there somebody for you?
Well, when you were telling the story, I thought about Ryan Dyrud, the founder and CEO of LAFB, who allowed me to kind of build and grow, and I'm still growing. I'm doing this podcasting thing. Never thought I would be the guy in front of the camera, but always encouraging, always understanding. I think, if real talk, looking back on my childhood and my teen years, it was something that I closed myself off to in ways. I didn't really allow a mentor or somebody like that in. Tried to go out on my own, and I would say that's probably not the right way. That's the harder path, and I have a tendency to choosing the harder path for no good reason other than pure stubbornness, I guess. But that is a talk for my therapist in 2 hours. So.
Well, join the club. Stubborn is my middle name. So, I mean, it's like, what can you do? You got to embrace it. No, my dad, Bob, was the biggest encourager. He really was the one that believed in me. He was at every single game, on the sidelines, and just, was a not a big sports guy, actually, believe it or not, but he just was. I would play catch with him, and he really taught me. He was like the one that taught me the power of belief. But then, you go into the professional world, and you really notice who looks out for you in what this industry has been. And it's a very cutthroat, just like the pros in the NFL. It's a cutthroat business, a lot of pressure. Everybody's looking out for themselves. And I've had a few really, really great, not just mentors. Tim Tessalone was the USC sports information director. And he really took me under his wing. Mike Colangelo from ESPN gave me my first job. I did the World Series of Poker when I was, very young, and then did X Games and a bunch of other stuff. So he really believed in me, which was crazy. And then, even my colleagues, my co-hosts, I've had some really special, colleagues and co-hosts who just look at us working together as, hey, a win for you is a win for me. So like, let's build this thing together. So I always appreciate that. It's taught me a lot of lessons along the way, and, just look out for each other. Just like figure out, how can I help somebody? How can I impact somebody and like give them a reason to do it to someone else and move the ball forward. So
beautiful. Love it.
Yeah.
Guys, drop your mentors in the comments. Shout them out. Give them some love here. And we'll do our best to shout them out on the show as well, and give them some honors. But guys, again, thank you all as always for tuning in to this show. Couldn't do it without you, of course. And plenty more to come. Lots of season left. Postseason, it seems like it's right around the corner. We're on the edge of December. My goodness,
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Did you see McVay's response yesterday? I don't know if it was yesterday, but ESPN LA posted it, where they're like, how do you feel about being number one in the power rankings? He's like, do you remember who was number one week 11 of last year? They're like, he's like, exactly, nobody. I thought that was such a fire response, because it's like, no one cares week 11, week 12. No one gives, no one cares. Yeah. So, anyways, but yeah, we're down the stretch. It's happening.
Yeah.
It's
Like, comment, and subscribe over on YouTube. We love that. Tell your friends if you're having a good time hanging out with us. Tell your friends and keep coming back. And we will be back Sunday night after this big game. Hopefully another Rams victory after that. See you soon, guys.
AI agents are everywhere, automating tasks and making decisions at machine speed. But agents make mistakes. Just one rogue agent can do big damage before you even notice. Rubrik Agent Cloud is the only platform that helps you monitor agents, set guardrails, and rewind mistakes, so you can unleash agents, not risk. Accelerate your AI transformation at Rubrik.com. That's RUBRIK.com.
Lowe's early Black Friday deals are going fast. Don't miss up to 50% off select major appliances. Plus, up to an extra 25% off when you bundle select major appliances. And with Christmas around the corner, you're gonna need more string lights, right? Save $4 on GE LED 100 count string lights, now just $5.98. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 12/3. Selection varies by location. Select locations only while supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details.